Hi, Dr. Danny Scahill, the founder of Ultimate Performance Formula and DannyScahill.com. And I've got on the call today one of my clients, one of my success stories, and he's going to tell you what his experience was of the Ultimate Performance Formula. Welcome to the call, Phil. How are you doing, sir?
Yeah, hi there, Danny. I'm doing great, thanks. How are you?
Very well indeed. Thank you very much for taking out some time to be with us for this call today to tell people what your experience of the Ultimate Performance Formula program was.
Yeah, no problem at all.
So what was it that made you decide to get onto the Ultimate Performance Formula program, Phil?
Right, my initial reason, Danny, for getting involved in this program was with the big goal of just getting into the best shape really of my life um, for my big day this year in May for my wedding. So that was the big goal behind this year at the start of the year to join your program. And yeah, I'm happy to talk through my experience and how it's gone.
Excellent stuff. So now that you've been through the Ultimate Performance Formula program, what was your experience with it? What did you get from it? Because I know you've talked about, to me, lots of different learnings you've experienced. Elaborate a little bit for us, please, mate.
Yeah, sure. So I think just from the get-go, really, of the program, one thing which was just very important at the start is to really get in a place, get a baseline for where you're at the moment. And that is comes down to just tracking and measuring everything that you might be doing currently. So with your health, with your routines, with your fitness, everything you do right now, going through the process of tracking that in as much detail as possible to get really an idea of your daily habits, what you eat on a daily basis, what you consume, how much exercise you're doing. That was very important at the initial start of the program, just to establish a baseline.
Excellent stuff. And when you started to track stuff, what did you find and what improvements did you make as a result of that?
The biggest improvements, I think, and which was highlighted pretty much quite early on, which is how much water people should be drinking on a daily basis was very important. That was quite a revelation to find out how much water should be consumed on a daily basis. Also, quite a few changes to routines around what would have for breakfast and lunch, and also caffeine as well, how much caffeine to be drinking on a daily basis, what time to really limit the caffeine as well. I think the real big highlights, as I know we talked about quite a lot on our calls down, that I guess previous to joining your program was known as a paleo diet, which is where, which I was, it does work for some people, and it works if you work out a lot and you want to gain quite a lot of strength in the gym, essentially, which was one of the main reasons I was on that. But from the downside to that is that you're not eating enough fruit, and really there are a lot of carbohydrates which are good for you. We've highlighted, on your program which carbohydrates are not good for you. Your term that you like to use, which I think is great, is white is shite. So yeah. So essentially, if you got any refined sugars, or if you look at anything white rice or bread or anything like that, those are really out of your diet. Anything which has been refined, where it's been made to look white. On that as well, eating a lot of protein. You can have protein obviously as part of your meals, but it shouldn't make up the majority of your meals. You want it to be very high quality as well if you are going to be eating meat. But I think the introduction as well of a smoothie, a blender to make smoothies, and also a juicer to make juices has been very important as well to change habits, because it's really sometimes it's tough to try and eat 4 or 5 fruit, perhaps possibly even for breakfast in the morning. But if you throw a load of fruit into a blender, and you add some berries to that and various other healthy nutrients, it can taste excellent, and it's your best fast food you can get first thing in the morning. Being able to establish those sort of habits within your diet and have the very best nutrients first thing in the morning has been really quite a change for me in the way I've previously been in my previous diet prior to coming on this 90-day program.
Excellent stuff. So with regards to your life and your business now, what does if you were to say what the benefits of the Ultimate Performance Program were for people listening to this, what were they? What does it mean to you now?
Well, I'm in a business, in the trading business, where um, a lot of the time what I'm essentially doing is uh, quite a lot on the adrenaline side. So trading the markets, particularly if you're day trading, and the way we teach and do live trading rooms, you're using up a lot of adrenaline throughout the day, which has been very interesting learnings on that. And you want to be able to really feed the body with food, nutrients, have a diet which supports you with as much energy as possible. So you don't get something, I'm getting a bit technical here, but called adrenal fatigue. And you want to be careful particularly on things like caffeine, how much caffeine you have, how much coffee you have over the course of a day. I particularly noticed for me, I've even naturally it's occurred a massive reduction in the amount of caffeine that I drink. Even some days I don't have any caffeine at all now, whereas I used to definitely rely on caffeine, especially if I was going to be trading very late into the evenings. But I've noticed there's no need for me to do that anymore, just by getting all the right food combinations, the right food into my diet. So that has been a big learning which I've been able to take forward. I would say, yeah, energy levels are great. Haven't, touch wood, haven't had one day ill in the last 9 months, which is very important as well. To my lifestyle, the way I operate the business as well. So all of these have been byproducts really. I got into great shape for my wedding, which was fantastic to kind of achieve the goal there. And happy to say that I've just continued to follow the sort of habits that we've been working on, and still now just still keeping trim, keeping healthy, got great energy levels, and I can only see that really increasing now as the months go on, as I continue these habits, continue to learn more. It's a continual journey now of just continue improvement, I guess, on that front. So which is great. It's a great place to be.
So why would you recommend people join Ultimate Performance Formula, Phil?
I would say there would probably be three stages to why I would recommend it. Number one is just work out where you are right now, get a baseline for where you are. You need to track and measure, and just really take, it's not very often that you'd actually sit down and actually physically go through everything, all your habits that you have been going through maybe for a number of years now, in terms of what you eat, what you have for your breakfast, lunch, dinner, what you do in terms of exercise, what you do in terms of the way you think, and how you what you do in terms of energy levels currently. So I think number one, just finding out where you are at the moment is very important. Number two, throughout the 90-day program, you do learn a lot about the nutrition. You learn a lot about. I won't spoil it and go into too much detail, but you learn a lot about optimum nutrition, what we are essentially the foods that we're really designed to eat on a daily basis, and a lot of foods that you want to introduce to your diet. It's not all about just taking everything away that you might be having at the moment, bad foods. It's just introducing good foods to your diet, which over time do end up making you just want to have more good foods and more as you start getting the results from that. And number three, I'd just say from the accountability side, obviously when you've got someone who's a specialist, who just such as yourself, Danny, who in this area, and you've got a number of years, and you're a professional in this area as a chiropractor as well, working within the health sector. So you've got a lot of expertise in this area. So it's great to be able to just bounce ideas and go back and forth with someone who has a lot of information, because there is a lot of misinformation out there about what you should be eating, what you should be, how much exercise you should be doing, what is the best thing for you to have. So yeah, from my own experience, this has definitely been the most optimal sort of lifestyle for me in terms of energy levels, in terms of food, in terms of habits that I've built, in terms of just knowing what I need to be doing on a daily basis, water intake, how much nutrients I want to be having, how much fruits and vegetables I should be eating, how much sleep I should be getting, things to avoid, caffeine, white processed food. So all of that has, I would say that they're really big impacts. And I would say just having a program like this, where you can actually be involved in the program, you can see other people doing progressing with the program as well, and see the results yourself. Yeah, it's well worth just getting in touch with Danny, having at least a consultation call, and take things from there. See if it's something which can benefit you. I'm sure it can. And yeah, I'd highly recommend that to anybody really. Everybody should just take accountability for their health and their lifestyle. So yeah, highly recommend this.
Excellent stuff. Well, thanks very much for taking out some time from your busy schedule to share some of your experiences of the Ultimate Performance Formula, Phil. It's much appreciated.
It's a pleasure, Danny. No problem at all.
You've been listening to Dr. Danny Scahill, the founder of DannyScahill.com and Ultimate Performance Formula. And if you'd like more information about my programs, be sure to go to www.dannyscahill.com and register for a breakthrough consultation.